We ought to talk to the GeoWing people, and maybe they have somebody that can do a voiceover. We can give them a script.
Yeah, just so people know what's going on. Oh, and I put a page on the blog that shows a link to the camera.
Oh, nice.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm recording right now. I can edit it out, just in case I'm a couple minutes behind. But I shouldn't be, just right around the corner.
They take a long time though.
Or if you want me to just stop it, and then if I'm not here, you can hit record. But I should be back around 15 minutes.
I'm on vacation, man.
Whole week?
Thanks.
Whole week? Good. How you doing?
So you guys are all checked out. We're going to pass the microphone around.
We're just gonna pass a microphone? I thought we were all
I
gonna.
went on a cruise.
I don't know. Let's talk about Hey, I showed this MLB at
Dude, rad. It was just on the news all the time. All these rock bands. It was cool, but I ended up getting sick again. So my ass
It's hard to focus, but I don't know if there's a way to play it at a slower speed.
2 years ago, it was an emergency because my ass got sick. I was probably so much outside. It was cold, and I'm like, oh my god. But anyways, it was fun. It was really cool. But they canceled one day at some island because it was too windy and they didn't have a dock there, so we had to take people to charter things. No,
They can't talk to them.
no, we went to Nassau, the Bahamas or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so they couldn't dock over there, and so they canceled the whole thing. So, and then the next day we ended up at Nassau, the Bahamas, where Atlantis is at.
Oh, yeah.
And we went over there, and that was cool, but we were only on there for like maybe 6 hours. So we're kind of rushed,
That's something I don't like about cruises.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go to the point, but that's where all this been.
But, so it didn't feel like we were like at a, island and
Yeah.
came back because that one day it got canceled. But other than that, it was great, it just, but I'd rather go on a cruise was a little bit more relaxing. We were just going and going and going. Is it? I never been. Is it?
It's not going to be downtime.
Well, the thing is,
I was just looking on those MLB things. I didn't see a way to slow it down.
where it's close to one of the main lobby areas, and they have
Like this to the internet, I think.
It's here.
Like in download.
So that kind of stuff was, yeah, it was cool.
They don't
But
expect you to be in bed by
no, they don't.
You're on the ocean.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't have thought about it.
I might go again next year. Yeah.
Don't get sick.
As I was standing there showing it, I just think, wow, it's happening so quick that people don't have a chance to really comprehend what they're looking at. There might be a way to stop it every once in a while. That might be helpful. Now, could we look at the, there's this, so I'm going to do the opening. The presentation outline, presentation objectives, I'm going to do that one too, right?
Yes.
And then Steve starts with slide 5. He goes to 2 slides on 5 and 6. Then 7 goes to you. And then you do 7 through. Do you do the tour?
No, where you start on the ground.
So you do 7 through 15. And then where does the tour come? After traffic? Traffic and update on contractors' activities. Hey, Doug,
Hello.
I hope you're not the only one that comes to the meeting.
Paul Coughlin is coming.
All good?
Paul Coughlin. He's the neighbor down who's been asking about all the noise and the backup beepers and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So he'll be here. He had a basic question just of how long it's gonna go on and stuff, the same old. But he said he wanted to come up and see what's happening, but he said he would probably ask that question again.
Okay,
Just,
okay.
just, you know.
We got the right guy here to answer. Doug. Doug, this is Tony. Have you met
How you doing?
Tony?
No, I haven't. Okay.
Neighborhood liaison.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Well, hopefully he's not complaining anymore. We got.
He's actually, no, and he's actually really, really level-headed about it.
Going right.
Yeah, he's not,
Yeah.
in fact, he's apologetic. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
about you, I know what you're asking.
It's gonna be a late night for you though.
That's fine.
You're not going back to home tonight, are you?
Oh, depends on. Understand.
Okay.
How about you?
My
Did we
drive's
sign in here?
25 to 30 minutes.
Yes. How long's your drive?
Hour and a half right now.
Oh my God, where are you at?
Fairfield.
Are you kidding?
Nope.
You don't do that every day though, do you?
All for you.
Stop. Dude, my house is over in Elk Road.
Elk Grove.
Yeah. Like,
Stay out here.
I stay out here, yeah,
All week.
all week. And then I go home Friday night or Thursday night if I'm off on Friday.
Where are you from again, Doug? Doug drives once in a while.
Yeah, I'm in Clear Lake.
Wow. I tried to do the commute for a while and then I just said, nah. I don't want to do that anymore. That is our agenda for this evening. And also some information on how you can contact us and the project blog where you can get all the information you need.
That will be interesting. Same page?
Two different-
Project blog, this one says.
Yeah, that's for our contact response system. And copy should be on its way. It's going to be picked up at 5:30.
So you just gotta point out the neighbor. Or if she comes in, like, that's her, that's her. Which one is her? But you tell me, there's always been
no one mean. I
No?
know mean ones. The mean one is over at San, is at Santa Cruz. She's not mean, she's just a little unhinged.
I'm gonna leave. Leave all my information, actually call him.
See that? That's delegating work right there.
Delegating is good.
Delegating. Yeah.
No, everyone, neighbors here, we haven't had anyone, I mean, the one who maybe has, brought something
the
up.
corner,
Yeah, down the corner, Granada. But
That's
he's
understandable.
totally understandable, he's never been a jerk about it.
Yeah.
He's always
Plus,
been.
he's got little ones too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he works from home,
Yeah.
but I don't know if he's got little ones.
But I've seen, the mom drive out with two little ones. You can't really tell what age they are yet.
Okay. The one that was giving us kind of a hassle in the beginning of the project, he the one down over on Moore,
Mhm.
and he lived in the gated community,
Yeah.
saying that all the dust that was coming on and everything, but
Inside the gated community.
inside the
On
gated
top of the
community
hill.
was, yeah. But I think once we said there wasn't gonna be any kind of compensation or anything, we never heard from him again.
Yeah, the compensation, especially in the city.
Oh, good.
While I was working.
How many cars did we wash from San Francisco?
Oh, really?
Oh.
Oh, the dust.
We hired somebody to go down and just wash Lamborghinis all day.
Wow.
Yeah. We had one Lamborghini drive by, and I don't know, there's a piece of metal in the road. It happened to be in between the two gates of our project. Well, that's your metal. It sheared off his spoiler, his front spoiler,
Mhm.
and it kind of scratched off the bottom. He just pulled out a side. You guys need to pay for this. This piece of metal came out of your job site. and you know. You don't know. And you know it's not ours. You don't know. It's like, okay, from now on, 50 feet from the gate, kept clean the whole time. In the street, out the street. It didn't matter, curb to curb. And it was just mitigating, you know, it's like, oh God.
Well, we got a project over here on Canoas Creek.
Mhm.
It's a rodent control project, you know, getting rid of all the ground squirrels and
Yeah.
burrowing. Oh my God. Next thing you know, all the residents in the trailers, the mobile home parks, we got mice in the house, we got mice. People are trapping like up to a dozen mice in there.
Why? Because they're taking the big dogs away that eat the little ones. Give
Yeah.
and take.
But it's like that, you know, and it's like, you guys gotta compensate us for this. You know, it's like for the mouse traps and then for the dust and
Yeah.
my pain and suffering and so,
Yeah, pain and suffering for real.
yeah.
No, I worked.
I get it though, I wouldn't want mice in my house either.
No, I worked in San Francisco for 14 years before, 12 years before joining Balfour Beatty, and we did. I used to work for Turner Construction as a superintendent for them, and we did 3 high-rises within blocks of one another. We were across Mission Street, alleyway, backside of the alleyway. People were complaining about vibration monitors, vibration, pile driving. But the neighbors a block away from it, nothing. This lady was pregnant,
Oh,
extra sensitive.
right.
So we were, you know, we'd go over there and compensate her. We'd work graveyard shifts during the weekend, going into Sunday. She couldn't sleep, so she made a big fuss. You know, I can't sleep. You guys are, you know, if I lose my baby, you guys are going to be.
Oh my
It was like,
gosh.
oh yeah, it was like that.
That's terrible.
So for the last month and a half, we didn't want to hear it because we were working and our schedule was going to be compounded if we weren't making the schedule. And we sent her up to Napa for a month, hotel stay and everything, like in a little townhouse and everything.
I think we've done that before. We've
Yeah.
actually relocated people because of construction.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, yeah, do it, just better safe than sorry.
You look prepared.
I hope. We'll find out soon. How are you?
Good stuff. Hello. How are you?
Coffee.
Hey. Coffee's always good.
Do you know there are no lights in the
None?
It's
None.
like pitch black.
Is there a way we can turn lights on?
In the parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't turn on the cars. I think that's in phase 5 for us to correct.
That's nice. Yay.
Very light.
Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
It's my first time out here at the plant. Very
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
Here, I was just you want to take a quick walk around?
Sure. Let me just check with Tony to see if he needs any other help, and then should I put my badge on too? Is that gonna help? Thank you. Am I the first one here?
Yep. Everybody else works here.
Oh, very nice. Thanks, everyone.
Hi, come on.
Somebody drinking coffee? Yes, we have coffee. You're a very important person.
Very, oh yes. If you could just sign in for us. And there's a copy of the agenda and also some informational items related to being able to contact us and getting information.
Oh, good. You guys make it very easy on your website.
Oh, good. That's nice to hear.
You are transparent, I do have to admit. I can never find what I'm looking for, but you are very open on your website. You have everything.
We have
that's on there.
everything on there.
Yes, you do.
Did we have any? It's okay. We have that. Only because we have that.
You want me to get some?
Or we can call Jose.
Yeah, he's still at their
Do you have his number? I thought I had it.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That was bad. I just like ran out.
I completely forget. It's all right. I mean,
I can go, I can seriously, isn't there a Safeway?
yeah, just down the street.
Okay.
Oh, I think Jose just pressured me.
So your last one of the year you have to do it. Did anybody go to the other meetings over the years or at the Rolling Hills and?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
we did. We had a
I
few
remember
people.
you had a few there.
Yeah, the crowd would be small, you know. Thanks, Kristen. You know, maybe we would have more people, let's say, for the project before it started.
Right.
You know, just people wanted to know everything about it, but now that it's been underway, I think it's pretty accepting of what's been going on.
Yeah, no, you're doing a really good job as far as noise and keeping it going good. I
That's
live right
good.
at the base of the hill.
That's
you know,
good.
and seeing the big trucks. I guess the parents get worried we do sometimes when the big trucks go by during kids
Yeah.
getting in and out of school.
Well, the school's been really good about working with us, and you know, we have an open dialogue with them every week. We talk with them, let them know what's going on, you know, the truck counters.
Yeah.
So they've been fantastic. So, you know, I totally understand what you're doing.
Yeah, no, it's exciting.
Have you noticed any change in like maybe the speeding of the trucks since we put those speeding indicator
You know,
signs
the
out there?
trucks aren't the ones that are
Oh,
speeding.
yeah.
It's the neighborhood residents that. To be honest with you, those things can't speed really too much, maybe coming down.
Oh,
But I
okay.
haven't noticed that, no.
Hi. If I could just get you, I know that they checked you in at the front
Yeah,
gate, so I'll.
and they took our firstborn. Would they give them back?
I think it depends.
They can keep it.
All we want here is just your name and just your email. We don't need your address or anything, so they probably answered all
Big
that
guy
from
with
you.
a phone, and you have to.
When I asked them how much info they were gonna get, they said, all
Can I say
that.
Jim and Karen?
You certainly can. So what I have here is the agenda for tonight's meeting. and-
It is.
Take one of each.
Oh,
And stuff, but then it ended up being pretty big around in Sunset Magazine, the recipe.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
I never made
Because, you know, the last few
the
meetings,
track
and
of procedure, but it's on my bucket list.
more people.
Yeah.
It just really depends. This is the last one of the year, so maybe everyone will come to
Yeah.
get as much info as they can.
He made the banana bread.
I hope we get it at the site.
You do, if you haven't been here
Well, you haven't
before.
tasted
I was
it.
at a
You don't
meeting
know.
here.
No, I keep the packet.
Yeah, our
The
point
effort in.
supervisor will
I'll
show you,
try
they're
it.
turn on the lights, I think, out there in the construction area. So I don't know if you remember what it was like back here, but it's already changed a lot, just up here, control room. It looks really something.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got,
I work in the headquarters building, but I'm out here a lot.
I got it.
So,
I got it. We can share it.
What do you want to
Because I
say?
think there's gonna be more people than maybe.
I'm just here. Hi,
Well,
good to see
what's
you.
gonna be up there? I gotta.
Where do you want to get them?
you can sign in here if you'd like. I know they may have taken your info, so I'll just have your email and your name, and that should be okay.
There's an
I think
agenda.
people
They
really
like
got a lot
some
of info.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they have a strip search.
Well, some of them said that they had to give up their firstborn.
Yeah.
I think it's
Like, I think we talked to the guard out there.
Seriously.
You
He
know,
said it was federal law.
over here, over there.
he was very enthusiastic though when I talked to him earlier.
He
So,
was very enthusiastic.
good that he's.
yeah, I'd rather have that than someone says, oh, just come on in. And this is the agenda for tonight. And this is just basic information so you can contact us if you have any concerns or issues. And this is for our blog that gives you the updates on the
Right.
project. Thank you very much for showing that. And we have coffee and we will have some.
wait. No, I had to say it to myself.
I understand.
I can understand. I got no answer, but we'll see.
No, I understand too. I tell myself, sit on your hands.
Right.
It's like that school, they always ask for volunteers
Right.
and anything. Just sit on your hands and don't hesitate. But I understand. Yeah, there's no good. On Tuesday night, they have the district board meeting, which are at the.
Every Tuesday or once a
Every
month?
other Tuesday.
Every other
Yeah,
Tuesday.
and, the board members are all up there.
So is this board here tonight or not?
We haven't done those.
The
Yeah,
main
I know
thing
that
about
we've
this
done
one,
some groups
you know,
will
the
come
main
as
thing about this
requested
is
basis,
talking
but I
about
think what they're doing is shying
the
away from
treatment
like, it's still not a
and the cost
construction
that
zone.
we're bringing up.
You will actually be able to
And
get
that
towards
one,
the plant tonight though.
That one's a little different.
So it sounds to me this is relevant.
But I do definitely think on Tuesday, will be a better, I mean.
And if you're interested in touring,
Yeah, but they have them all the
we
time.
offer tours
But I saw that
on
they
2
were
other water
trying to
treatment plants as well.
get something on here.
There's one in South San Jose and another one
I'm
in
trying to keep it
North San
related
Jose.
to this project.
So if you're interested in that, just let me know and I can sign you up for it.
But you know, if anybody's here from the board, they might be able to answer some questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, the other thing I saw in the reading here, urban water, they take up a fund for droughts. They take 45 million out of that.
It's right twice a day.
Well, it's
300 million.
Well, I know, it's nothing, but the money has to go back in the budget.
Thank you.
It does, I agree.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
is that part of this rate increase also? I don't know.
My helper's name? Oh, Kristen. She's another one of the reps.
That's what I was
She's been here for about a
wondering.
year.
Maybe in a
Yeah, I
long
know,
line of
I
cards
see
through
it.
Was
the.
there a bunch of them?
Yeah, she's focused on
The
both
guy
that.
there,
I think a lot of them are under the
Permanente,
impression the board
Wolf
is
Road,
here.
the
Maybe
real
one will show
hot
up.
spots.
Oh, maybe they'll say hi.
But she's never been out
That's
here.
for her from the
That's
last
what
meeting.
she was just telling me.
I read what she said, it's true. I was sitting down and talking to a couple of people.
Oh, you mean from the
Tuesday.
Los Gatos meeting, yeah.
Right. One of the problems is because John Tan, this guy can't ever answer a question.
He won't answer, he's a politician.
Well, for 2 reasons. One, his boss has probably told him he'll be fired if he does, and he's obviously afraid to do it. And the guy next to me said he's a good person. So I think if we could get a water bill.
Hi, how are you?
President that makes it $3 million a year.
I know that they
Ask
probably
him those questions, he should be able to answer them.
Yeah, if you can get it.
Right, serial number and everything else.
He
So
won't cut,
yes,
he doesn't come.
So I'm looking at this for your name.
interviewed him and he just closed him down. So you guys,
He won't come to any of the meetings or anything.
I doubt it. I doubt you're getting it.
Just email it, and that way we
I
can.
mean, Tank's position is, government, relations, and that's who they send out all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, he was at the very first meeting,
Yeah.
said
We
the same
have
thing basically.
copies here and
Yeah,
some
I
got
found
some
out
things
today.
coming and there's also all these addresses.
They have the same thing going on
With
at the,
tears. With I got the lawyer's name and stuff.
their, she is here. Sure.
But you know, I understood Gordon's meeting tonight.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go talk to her.
Wait,
Hi.
she said maybe.
No, board meetings are Tuesday nights at the
There you
district
go.
headquarters. This meeting tonight
Welcome,
here,
folks. How are you?
maybe a board member will show up, I don't know.
I know
This
that you
meeting
were
tonight
probably
here
checked in at the gate, so
talks any
we're just gonna,
questions that are
for
geared
this, we just
to
asked for
this
just your name and
project.
your email.
And this
We'll get
project
that
is a very big
shortly.
project, and so I do have a lot of questions regarding this project. But on Tuesdays,
Oh, okay.
every other Tuesday, they have board meetings. All the board members are there, and they do have public 3-minute talks. And I'm the many of them. And so next Tuesday will be another one on Almaden Expressway. It's up there. I can send you all the information. And those are publicly broadcast.
Do they get a
They have a camera here, and as far as the water district goes, they're very transparent. They, not like we were down there, they will record everything, put it online, so it is.
And I just thought I would love to see.
They're transparent in that respect.
And then, when I need to find stuff, I can never find
As far as
it.
we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, but when I, yes,
I'm sorry,
absolutely, no, that was
I've been
true.
around with
That,
DTA and I'm kind of
we have
quoting
to
all
go out
this
to
to
to meet you.
And Mary, you've met Jenny.
But
I
yeah,
have.
we sat next to each other.
I am Jackie's the one that's kind of been, I'm gonna go read your email from her too.
but
Now,
on a
second
case by
about
case
it.
basis.
Yeah.
And we gotta feel what I would say to
Two doors down there. Yeah, so this pretty much just gears to this project, I'm guessing, like anything going on, but we do have a lot of questions about
Number
this
one, I don't know
project.
if you heard, Hillsborough residents are suing for the water rights as well. It just came out today. So I've got the attorney's name in San Francisco.
Fantastic.
Really? Yeah. So there was something else.
I can see, well, what kind of information is she?
So there's that article as well. Yeah, oh, big time.
We have like brochures and handouts that are
Water
geared
district,
towards this.
what Great Oak said to you, keep in mind, he works for a company like, I know.
More like,
him
more
now.
like how a teacher would
Yeah,
present.
so he was there that night, I kind of felt, feel the water to see how the people work, because I just thought it was so rare when Mary Jo and I were with him, and he said,
Thank you.
there's really no way to please them.
Yeah.
And because we said, oh, your district, you know, you've got your CCFs are different, and your rates are half, and blah, blah, blah. And he said that even though we did all our
We brought decaf coffee and banana bread if anybody wants.
feeling, I kind of felt he was feeling like, I went home and I told him, I said, did you ever watch Gilligan's Island? Do you remember the guy on Gilligan's Island that had his shirt up and he had a scarf here? Oh, yeah. He reminded me of him, I'm sorry.
Who was that? And then
I actually
on
had a
Monday?
hard time reading him today. We talked to him for almost 2 hours. You had what? I had a hard time reading him. Yeah, he's very good. He's very different.
Every once in a while, he'd say that in the joint transfer.
Yeah.
And I'd go, girl, you just lost me there.
Yeah.
Almost ready to
Yeah.
begin,
So,
right?
can we sit right down here?
Are they gonna record this one tonight?
We usually, we videotape all the
Yeah,
meetings.
that's
so we
really
can-
nice.
Yeah, and also, you know, sometimes if people can't make a meeting, they'll ask, they can see what happens. Make it available.
Just like that, or the front, wherever.
80s.
The island architect, yeah.
They're short. We don't have a. No, they're short.
I wish you
No.
did.
You have yours?
It's not charged.
Yeah, recently that they didn't. Hi, how are you? Great.
This,
The guy said this is better than property, this is our region. I have high security here if there's any attacks or whatever. And so, yes, to come into the plants, yes, but still to give your meetings. No. Yeah, better. And I'm happy that they have.
Come up with a format.
She and I are trying to get a meeting.
Oh, good, I'm glad you like it.
So it sounds like I have to prepare her analysis to, so we can understand, so we can understand whether she's right on or off base. And she's like, that's one.
Thank you very much.
Why?
You're gonna have to accept my numbers. Right, exactly.
I'll say this for now. Is there anything we can check on?
I do indeed.
There's too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I felt bad. Understands it.
Pretty close to what, you know?
So the Monterey is Sandy Water,
Yes, they have two. And then, the district has three.
and this is, there's a couple of solar. Do I go through?
They have three plants for the district, so yeah, that's what they say it is.
We're gonna have you go through, they're gonna be practicing.
So I do both. All right, fine, okay.
Yard there, turned it into a bus.
Well, I know, from the American.
Okay, good evening. It's 3:34, so we have to get started. Sorry that the clock is not right, but I want to thank everybody for coming to this meeting tonight. This is a quarterly meeting that we hold for the public that we've been holding for the last year and a half or so since we started the major construction on this water treatment plant that we're in. So we try to keep the neighbors and anybody who's interested apprised of everything that's going on at the plant. Here, if there are any complaints from those who live around here in terms of construction impacts, and we take those to heart and try to address them. So I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Catherine Oben, and I'm a deputy officer at the Water District. I'm in charge of all the water utility capital programs. So we have close to a $2 billion investment in various treatment plants, pipelines, a lot of aging infrastructure that needs rehabilitation. And this project here that we're going to talk about tonight is one of those projects that, and I'll let the project managers and others give you more of those details. So we normally have one or more of our directors come to these meetings, but unfortunately both Director Kremen and Director Shua could not make it tonight. So I just send on their regards. But they are always apprised of our work and very, always watching to make sure that what we have as an outcome is a successful project. Tony, are there any people from elected officials? Okay, usually I acknowledge if there are elected officials from the local municipality. So we're going to go through our normal agenda, and I'll talk through it briefly, but at this point in time, I want to introduce a new assistant officer, somebody who's kind of my right-hand person, Christopher Hakes right here. This is the first time that he's attending this meeting, but we're kind of doing what people know as succession development. All right, so in the future, he will probably be running the meetings just for practice and because I'm being given other assignments and he's taking on some of the work that I've been overseeing. So he has a lot of experience in construction of such facilities. So he's going to be a wealth of information, and he's now going to be managing all the people that are running this project. The main presentation tonight is going to come from one of my engineering unit managers, Mike Munson, who's right here. He serves as a project manager for this reliability improvement project. And then plant supervisor Steve Twitchell is right here.
Good evening.
He runs this whole facility night and day. And then we have an associate electrical engineer, Amadip Saini, who is also working on getting up to speed on skills in terms of project discussion and presentations. So he'll be giving part of the presentation. We'll do what we did last time. We're going to have a brief overview of the project accomplishments since the last time that we met. And then all of those who would like to, we're going to take you outside onto our filter deck and give you just a brief tour. Some of the construction lights are on. And Steve Twitchell is going to be taking us out there and making sure that we can see what the progress is on the various elements of construction. And then following the tour, we're going to come back here, and then Tony Mercado, who is our neighborhood liaison, is going to talk about how we do our public outreach and ways for you to stay informed about the project. And then there will also be time for questions after the presentation. We have some cookies and coffee here, so please help yourselves. You've got a long walk ahead of you out to the filter deck. No, just kidding. But you may want to put your jackets on because it is cool outside. So at this point, I'm going to ask Mike and Amandeep to go ahead with their presentation.
Thanks, Catherine. I'm Mike Munson. I'm an engineering unit manager at the Water District. I've been a project manager on this project since 2012, and this is about close to the 10th meeting we've had with the neighborhood since I started on the project. During design, we had several meetings, and now, as Catherine mentioned, during construction, we're meeting quarterly. This is a really great turnout tonight. Usually, some of the meetings we had, there were 2 or 3 people here only, and so it's really it's heartening to see that people are interested in our project and that we could present the work we're doing. We're very proud of the accomplishments our contractors made And I'd like to introduce some of the people on our construction team. This is Roger Hatton. He's our construction manager. He works for HDR Incorporated. And Pedro Regalado. He's our safety and environmental manager for Balfour Beatty Construction. They're our contractor. Doug McKay is the superintendent for Balfour Beatty. Balfour Beatty's our contractor. And Kristen's another one of Tony's team that does public outreach. And I don't think I missed anybody. So we'll get on into the presentation, and we have about 20 minutes of presentation, then the tour, and then back here for maybe 10 minutes of discussion, and then we'll follow all that with questions and answers. So the focus of the meeting is to keep the neighbors informed about our project. So in a few minutes, Amandeep's going to talk a little bit about the background, and then Steve's going to give some information, and later on we'll get into a little bit about the traffic, which has always been a big concern at these meetings, and at our last meeting we had some issues that were developed, and we've been working on those. Then the site tour, and then back we're going to look at some video that we've done of the project, and then Tony will talk a little bit about how you can stay informed. So the objectives of the meeting are to fill you in on the background of how we got to where we are. This is the largest capital project the district's undertaken in the water utility, and it's been more than 10 years in the making. We'll provide a little update on the traffic monitoring and controlling that we've been doing, and a little bit about how the project's going. And finally, Tony will wrap up with some instructions on if you have concerns or questions, how you can touch with us. So with that, I think this is Steve's turn. Sorry, Steve's turn. So please come on in and have a seat.
Good evening. That's right. So what I'm here to talk about today is a little bit of the history of the plant, and what we have going forward with our new processes. The plant was built in 1967 and is the only water treatment plant supplying the west side of the valley. We're an 80 million gallon a day water treatment plant, and this plant for the most part has been running nonstop since it started in '67. It's a solids contacting plant, very old technology, very, very temperamental. So the operators have to be very, very in tune to what's going on in the plant on a minute-by-minute basis to make strategic changes in the chemistry to keep the water quality to the proper standards. So, as the name of the project is, it's a reliability project. This project is to make this plant, again, the only water treatment plant on the west side, much more reliable. Not just for today, but going forward into the future. The improvements that we're going to be doing, we're going to be increasing plant capacity from 80 million gallons a day plant capacity to 100 million gallon a day plant capacity. Again, this is forecasting the typical plant life around 50 years. So we're actually forecasting 50 years out. We're using state-of-the-art treatment processes and technologies. One of those technologies that we're going to be utilizing is ozonation. Ozonation is make up of O2 to O3. It's a very aggressive oxidant, but it has a very, very short half-life, about 15 minutes, so we have to generate it on site. And what we're going to be doing differently here at Rinconada than the other two treatment plants that feed the east side is we're doing raw water ozonation. So it's the very first process, oxidation, when the raw water comes in from our sources coming into the plant. So it's the very first thing. The other two water treatment plants, we call it intermediate ozonation. And that is after it goes through the sedimentation basin before the filters. So it's a little different process. So we're actually going to be doing our pre-oxidation up front. So it's very efficient. Flocculation and plate settler clarification. Because we actually, the footprint of the plant, the land is 43 acres. Most of that acreage is not usable. It's very hilly out here. So we cannot use a conventional sedimentation basin, which allows the particulates to fall out of the water. So we actually have this technology called plate settling, which we just put these big giant plates in the water, and the particles hit it and settles out very quickly. Very, very efficient. Dual media filtration. We actually have that filtration process here currently, but it's 6 very, very large, shallow filters. And with the improvement project, you'll see some renderings of it here in the future. We're going from 6 to 12 filters. Again, much more reliable. So we're going to have double our filtration capacity as far as filters is concerned. And the media depth is deeper, so it's much more robust. And then at the very end of the project, we're going to be adding fluoridation to the water.
Steve, just a quick question.
Sure.
You said you're the cylinder treatment on the west side of that. So, like, what cities is this go to? How far south? How far north?
Our end user is Mountain Dew,
Okay.
and basically all the surrounding towns in the area. So Campbell, Saratoga, Brown Running Blank here. Yeah.
Los Gatos.
Oh, one way to think about it is that everything from Highway 17 to the edge of the Santa Clara County.
It's a very large area. Very
Close
large.
to 1 million people.
Okay, thank you.
Steve, thank you. So my name is Amandeep. I'm project engineer on this project, and I would be going into the timeline what improvement just Steve explained. So we started the planning in like 2011. There's some other timeline. Planning phase was completed in June 12, and then we went into design. Design completed in January 15. Construction phase started in July 2015. And then project was divided into 5 phases that I will explain in my other next slide. So phase 1 was completed in September of last year. We are working on phase 2 at this point, and it's scheduled to complete in fall of next year, 17, and the overall project completion is in winter of 2020. And this project, the project team was introduced, and the overall oversight is by our board of directors, and we have gone to board of directors several times at different phases of the project to get the approvals. So they started with our planning study consultant that was done in December of 2010, and that's when we started our planning phase in 2011. So on the way to planning study report, the consultant agreement, the engineer's report, environmental impact report, and then approving the plans and specs for advertisement, and finally the construction contract in May of last year. So this, we went to the board throughout the process and they approved this project. So now, as Steve mentioned, this is the only plant on the west side. So we have to do a very careful planning to complete this construction because we cannot interrupt the supply to the west side. So we divided this project into 5 phases. As I mentioned, phase 1 is complete, which was mostly the mobilization of the contractor on site and preparing the site for construction. And currently we are working on phase 2, which is completing the raw water control and metering facility, ozone contactor, flash mixer, percolation sedimentation basin, and wash water recovery. And this is on the new available land, which is on the north side of this plant. And phase 3 is demolition of existing clarifiers to make space for the next phase. So I'll show you some pictures. So if you orient, we are sitting here in this building, which is on the south side of the plant, and most of the activity is going on the north. This is the cross segmentation basin, ozone building, flash mixer, wash water recovery facility, and the raw water inlet facility that I mentioned. So this is phase 2 work, which is scheduled to complete fall of next year. Then comes the phase 3. These are our existing calculators, clarifiers, which will be demolished after we are producing the water through the new facility, but we will still be using the filters, existing filters, until the next phase comes online. So then we move into phase 4. Phase 4, we will have new filters, liquid oxygen facility, ozone generation building, chlorine contact basin, and CO2 storage building. Phase 5 will be demolishing those existing filters and the old wash water recovery facility, and we will have new facility like hypochlorite, fluoride, and we will build the stormwater retention basin. So this is phase 4 activities. So we will have new filters here that, and these are the old filters that will go away in the next phase. So this is liquid oxygen, ozone building, carbon, chlorine contact building, and the CO2 facility. And this is phase 5 and the final phase where we will demo those filters, and this is our existing wash water recovery facility, and we will build the new bioretention basins here. And I'll go back to this slide. So this is our final product after 2020. So this is rendering of a completed project. So with that, I'll hand over to Mike for updates on the traffic monitoring and control.
Thanks, Amandeep. At our last meeting in August, we had several neighbors that were concerned about traffic on Moore Avenue. During the preceding months before that meeting, we had a lot of truck traffic related to the excavation for our wash water recovery facility. On one of those days, we had more than 100 trucks bringing spoils off of the site, and that created quite an impact for the neighbors along Moore Avenue. And some of the neighbors, are any of the neighbors from Moore Avenue here tonight? Okay. So we looked at several ways to respond to the concerns about truck traffic. Here's the plant here, and traffic comes out of the plant, and this is the haul route coming and going from the plant. So we worked with the town of Los Gatos to install speed indicator signs. Those went up in September. They from what we understand, they had a pretty quick response, and we haven't been receiving complaints about the speeding or truck traffic. In addition to the speed indicator signs, we've been working with the Los Gatos Police Department. They've been out patrolling more frequently than in the past, and they set up their own little speed indicator sign, which is preliminary in their process to when they start ticketing speeders. And so they set up the sign to give people a little warning, and they come back a week later and wait with their radar gun, and they gave 8 citations in 2 days. And that sends a message through to all the neighbors and also to the contractors, subcontractors about being good neighbors and not speeding on Moore Avenue. One of the things that we are constantly being vigilant about is that the trucks are restricted to certain roads and streets for our project, and we don't want any of the truck traffic going off into neighborhoods or off of our hauling route. So each truck driver for the contractor is familiar with the hauling route and knows the restrictions for using the hauling route. And as you know, right in this area is where the Netflix building is under construction. Anyway, one of the things that we show in these meetings to try to bring a little reality to what may seem like a lot of traffic is how much traffic is it really, and how frequent and how intense is the duration, how intense is the truck traffic. So This is 50 trucks per day, and on this day in September, this was when we were doing the excavation for the wash water recovery facility. We actually had 70 trucks on that day. On the red bars are when we're pouring concrete, and those are the concrete ready mix trucks coming and going from the plant. So the objective of demonstrating through this slide what our truck traffic is to indicate that it's not a constant, everyday kind of event. It corresponds to different activities that are going on with construction of the plant. And as the major facilities of the plant get constructed, we are confident that the truck traffic will go down even more. But like I mentioned, this was a large excavation. I think we moved, I want to say, I think it was 15,000 cubic yards. I'm not sure, but it was close to that amount of soil. You can imagine with 9 cubic yard trucks, it takes a lot of trucks to do that. One thing we try to do before we have one of these quarterly meetings is check in with the town of Los Gatos and with others to see, are there other construction projects going on in the neighborhood that are adding traffic, because our traffic is one issue for neighbors, but there's other issues that come up with truck traffic for other projects. There's these projects here, Netflix and the affordable housing on those don't really have much of an impact on the traffic directly around here. And La Rinconada has some work going on at the country club, but the one that's going to have the big impact has been delayed. We've been watching closely. The Quito Road Bridge project is a project the town of Saratoga and Caltrans are going to undertake. Now the construction is expected to start in spring of 2018 to replace the Quito Road Bridge, and when they do that, they'll detour traffic over on Fruitvale and also onto Moore Avenue. So we expect that during the construction of that bridge, there will be increased traffic. We're relieved in a way that the project's delayed, because by spring of 2018, the truck traffic on our project will have diminished, and we won't be in both projects in an intense period of construction. So, as was advertised, we wanted to show the work that we've been doing. We haven't done this in a public meeting yet. Partially, we conceived this concept of doing a site tour based on the attendance that we've had at previous meetings, which was not so many people as are here tonight. But I'd still like to go ahead, if it's okay with Steve. He's the dictator here. We only do what Steve says.
I think you can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing we have to be careful of is that right now this plant is processing close to 60 million gallons of water each day. It's getting towards winter time, so we're kind of off our peak of 80 to 85 million gallons. But we are making a lot of water. There's operations and maintenance people working at the plant 24/7. The plant's not really designed for tours, but because this is a small group, we think it's feasible to do this. We're going to go out this door here, down some steps onto what we call the filter deck, and then walk out on the filter deck to the very end to the handrail. And from the handrail, you can see. Can we go back to the rendering? The rendering for something. We're going to be, well, the filter deck will be gone by this time, but we're going to walk out here, and you can see the construction of all this facility. These are the phase 2 facilities that Amandeep described. This is our ozone contactor, the flocculation and sedimentation basins, and the wash water recovery facility, the raw water metering facility, and the electrical pad. All of this construction, our contractor lit it up tonight so you can see it from where we'll be standing right about here. So I'm not sure exactly what time it is now, but we kind of like, just for the benefit of those people that aren't here for the tour, to keep the meeting as brief as possible, we'd like to kind of march out there, take a peek and march back and stay together so people don't wander off and get lost in the plant or wander off and fall into a filter or something.
I have one thing. We're going to be showing you our control rooms. Please no photos of the control rooms, but you can take pictures out in the plant area, just not of the two operation centers. And then we are going to be taking some stairs. We do have an elevator if anybody needs to use that, but it's going to be just a short little walk. Okay? Okay.
We have sources in the state water project, the federal water project, Central Valley Water.